I'm gonna go ahead and start the recording. All right, welcome to Hoover Elementary School Tour. This is a virtual tour where you're gonna get to know a little bit more about the school and have an opportunity to learn about our program and what we do here. The agenda today, we're just going to do a quick welcome and introduction and then tell you a little bit about Hoover, give you an opportunity to see into a classroom and what's happening in the classrooms, give some enrollment information, and then have time at the end for questions and answers. I'm Miss Averhoff. I'm the principal at Hoover, and I'm going to present you my colleague.
Hi, I'm Miss Savani. I'm the teacher on special assignment coaching kindergarten, first and second grade teachers at Hoover.
So welcome to Hoover. So a few important people at Hoover that you would know as a kindergarten parent. In the front office, me, I'm the principal. And then when you walk in, you would see Jackie, Miss Jackie, the admin, and Miss Idma, who's our attendance clerk. And anytime your student is absent or anything pertaining to attendance, then Miss Irma is the person who you would be working with. And our strong support staff who kindergarten families work with, Miss Sabani, who's on this call right now, she's our TSA or the instructional coach for the kinder, first and second grade teachers. She taught kindergarten for 10 years and is an amazing resource and does all the things around the school. And then we have Miss Maddie and Miss Ayala, who are community liaisons. They're here to support with any community work, family concerns. They do all the family meetings if you want to volunteer. Those are the two people you would see for anything concerning just volunteering and being around the school. We have two kindergarten teachers at Hoover. There's two kindergarten classrooms. Miss Torres, this is next year will be her third year at Hoover, and Miss Duong, who I think next year will be like her 12th year, Miss Savani at Hoover.
Yeah, I think 12 or 13 years.
And then other people who work with kindergarteners, Mr. Sanchez is our STEAM teacher. So students get one class per week of STEAM. And then we have our hero coach, Miss Akila, Coach Akila. She is a former Hoover student, now working with our students, doing physical activity classes and helping kids be safe on the yard. And then Miss Kristen is our librarian. The kids go to library once a week at Hoover. So a little bit about Hoover. We have 270 students enrolled this year. 50% of our students are English language learners. 30% are African American. 50% of our student population is Latino, and we have about 15% who are Arab or Middle Eastern. And 40% of our students speak English as their first language. 43% speak Spanish as their first language or home language, and 13% speak Arabic. And then there's 5 other languages spoken, just a few students speak different languages. Our mission at Hoover is to foster strong relationships between families and teachers to instill agency and the Hoover values in our students. That's our #1 goal, is to work together with families to make sure that students have agency and power over their education and their lives. Our second part of our mission, of course, is to prepare students and families for college and career readiness so that when they leave, they're ready to make an impact on the world. And then the third part of our mission is to promote healthy lifestyles. So we have nutrition and garden education, and we really promote making healthy choices for our bodies and for our lives and for our minds. Our vision is we are a STEAM academy, and we're a K-5 school that develops independent thinkers and lifelong learners who have the skills and mindset to graduate from college and make a positive impact on their community. We have 5 core values: kindness, healthiness, ownership, perseverance, and curiosity. And every month we focus on a different core value, just really supporting students to make those good choices and to have those values be part of their everyday lives. At Hoover, there's a lot of, especially for kindergarten, we focus a lot on social skills, and especially in kindergarten, to develop their social and emotional skills in kindergarten. I'm going to pass it over to Miss Savani, who will tell you a little bit more about our kindergarten programming.
Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about the different curriculums and social emotional supports that we focus on. kindergarten, in my opinion, is about 50% of it is all about social skills and how to be around other people, developing emotional awareness. So we have curriculum to support that. Whole school, we do something called positive behavior intervention and support, which means we focus on supporting students with positive, like acknowledging positively the things that they're doing right and explicitly teaching how we want them to act in school. We also use a curriculum called Toolbox, which teaches kids regulation strategies, for example, taking a break, if they're feeling frustrated, taking deep breaths, quiet space tool, please and thank you tool, and that gives them solutions or strategies to try for conflict resolution. We also use Caring Schools Community, which is day-by-day lessons to build positive relationships among peers and with their teachers. And it also has specific lessons, for example, if there's a guest teacher coming, how to prepare the students, or if there is a specific type of conflict, how to support them with resolution. And then we also use restorative justice as a school, which means that we support students to restore relationships as opposed to using punitive measures and punishing students as a form of discipline. And then also we in kindergarten have designated time at the end of each day for intentional play, which is choice time, and it's often thematic to go with the units, the core curriculum that the students are studying in class. And that gives them an opportunity to have conflict, to have toys they need to work out and share together, and to have opportunities to use the communication skills that they're being taught through Toolbox and through Caring Schools Community. And those are some pictures of the kids playing. Shall I do this one too? Okay, so that's the social emotional side of kindergarten. Of course, there is the academic portion as well, which is a lot different from when we were in school. The expectations for kindergarteners is very high. These are the curriculums we use. We use EL education, and that is language and literature comprehension and writing strategies. We have differentiated small group work. We use SIPS, which is phonics and phonemic awareness instruction, as well as Haggerty. And students are grouped based on their level. So that means they get the instruction of exactly the letters they need, exactly the words they need to learn. So they're not held back. They're able to accelerate at their own pace. We use Engage New York, which is a hands-on math curriculum that uses a lot of manipulatives and it builds strong concepts. So students have many different strategies for solving math problems. We have Coach Akila, who is our heroes coach. So students learn cooperative play, they learn group games together, and they get to be leaders and sometimes lead those games towards the end of the year. We have, like Ms. Averhoff said, we have Miss Kristen, our librarian. So they get to go and have a read aloud and check out books from the library once a week. And then we also have STEAM integration. So we use FOSS, which is the hands-on science kits that is used across OUSD. And the EL education also overlaps with the STEAM. So they get hands-on science and with specific materials that overlaps through both curriculums. And that also is integrated with literacy and writing. So this is a little bit more about STEAM. We also have a fabulous garden with chickens. We have like over 30 fruit trees. We have like a really playful area with a lot of beautiful infrastructure that students get to participate in. So weekly they have both engineering class, which is I forget what PLTW stands for. Project Lead the Way. So that's kind of like problem solving and engineering. And they also get to go in the garden and get their hands in the dirt, feed the chickens, care for animals, care for nature. And in kindergarten, the topics they cover are trees, weather, and then right now they're actually learning live animals. So we have like bugs and worms and fish come to the classroom, and the children get to learn how to take care of live animals. We also have technology one-to-one. So every child has an iPad in the lower grades and a Chromebook in the upper grades, so they can use their instructional apps throughout the day. And we have a partnership with Attitudinal Healing Connection. So they come and do 8-week cycles with kindergarten, first and second grade, doing art projects that typically integrate with the science and math as well. And then they do like a big showcase at the end to show the whole school the projects they've been working on. And now here is a video of Miss Duong, the kindergarten teacher, explaining what a day looks like in kindergarten.
I don't see the video in here.
Should play automatically.
I don't see it linked. Uh-oh.
Okay, let me get it.
Sorry. I'm gonna have you share screen. It was here yesterday. I don't know if I made him, I did something. No. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna start over now that I'm unmuted. Okay.
Welcome to Hoover. My name is Ms. Tawong, and I'm a kindergarten teacher here. Come on in, let me show you around. When you first come in, kids are coming in and putting their backpacks away on the hooks, and they come in first thing in the morning and they have breakfast here at their tables. This is also where we do a lot of our independent work. Right over here is our carpet meeting area. This is where the kids come every day and they have their special spots. We sit here for instruction, for read alouds, for morning meetings and closing circles. Right over here is our daily schedule. This is just a sample of what it might look like on a daily basis. Every day we have breakfast, we have our morning meeting, we do our reading lesson. We have specials like physical activity once a week, library, STEAM class. Every day we practice our sight words, our phonics. We have snack and recess. We do lunch and quiet time. We go over the calendar. We might have technology some days, followed by another recess. At the end of the day, we do a read aloud and have some choice time where kids get to build relationships with each other and have fun. Over here is where we do choice time. We have some books. We have lots of blocks and games. The kids love playing together, working together, building things. It's a really great time where they get to know each other and learn relationship skills and social skills. Right, and let me show you out to the yard display. This is where we have our recess. We have our physical activity class up here, and we have snack up here. I hope you enjoyed our little tour, and we hope to get to see you at Hoover soon. Bye.
Okay, so that gives you an idea of what a typical day is like and what the classroom is like. We also have special education programming. We have a resource specialist. So if your student has an IEP or a 504 plan, we do have a program to support students. It's either push in or pull out, which means that the teacher joins the class to support kids, or they pull the kids out in small groups to work on what they're working on. And the area of focus is usually academic support. All of the SEL support happens usually in the classroom. We have a lot of programs and partnerships at the school. So some of the groups that we work with, maybe not necessarily all with kindergarten, but across all of our grades, different programs and partnerships. We work with Chapter 510, they do field trips where we write books and get to publish things. Usually third, fourth, and fifth grade do that. Attitudinal Healing Connection works with kindergarten doing art projects and in the after school program. This is a picture of our AYSP, which is our Yemeni group, and they work with our Arab students. They pull them out and do one-on-one reading. We also work with West Oakland Initiative, which does works with our African-American students to support with reading initiatives and building relationships. We work with Mandela Partners and the West Oakland Library. So usually the kindergarteners get to go on free field trip over to the library and do reading time there with the wonderful librarians. And we'll be starting that this year soon. We have lots of after school program opportunities. So we have BACR, which is on site, and that's a free program. About a third of our students go there. They have about 75 spots. And then across the street is Harriet Tubman. So some students choose to do that for after school program. Down the road is the Boys and Girls Club. On the other side of the street is the Youth Center and Willie Keys. All of those programs, I don't think they're charging this year, but they usually do charge some kind of small fee for students to sign up. And I know the Boys and Girls Club runs pretty late and they provide dinner as well. So there's lots of options for after school if you need care or if kids need extra support after school. Family partnership. So there's a lot of opportunities for families to engage with the school and to participate. Our biggest one and the most important, of course, is our school site council, which plans our school, oversees our school plan and our budget, and we meet monthly about that. And then we have cells, which meets about 6 times a year, and that's our committee that focuses on English learners and makes sure that we have a tight school plan and that the budget is supporting our English learners. We have an African American Parent Council, a Latino Heritage Council, and Chai Hour. Those are our affinity spaces for families to talk about what's happening for students and for families within their community. And then they give input to the school plan and to me, the principal, about what we're doing. Monthly, we have coffee with the principal, which is a informal time to just kind of hang out and have coffee in the morning as students are being dropped off. And that's an opportunity for parents to mingle and get to know each other, to get to know the staff, and to bring up any concerns or anything that they might want to talk about that's not part of an official meeting. Once a month, we have an assembly where we recognize students and have students of the month and talk about things that are happening at the school. And then once a month, we have a garden work day. So on the first Saturday of the month, families come and we work in the garden, kind of hang out and spend time together. There's opportunity for volunteers for the garden and volunteers for the classroom. And then we do a lot of things to support families as well. So we work with Common Vision that does like a food rescue. So weekly food giveaway for families in our community. We have resource fairs. There's a picture here of actually Miss Sabani and Miss Jackie, our admin. So at our last resource fair, so there's an opportunity for families to get all of the resources they need all in one place. We have monthly workshops that are geared towards whatever we're working on as a school. So beginning of the year, the classrooms are working on social emotional learning. And so then we do a family workshop on that so that parents know what we're working on. And then we do a math one, a reading. So just for parents to know what we're working on in classrooms and align that. We also have resource workshops as needed, mental health support for families. And then we have our community schools manager and a family liaison. So whenever there's needs that come up for families, one-on-one needs, those people are there to support those needs and to support the connection between the school and the families. Oh, here's the video. Oops. Okay, so we saw the video and we get to see Coach Aquila with the kids and some students doing some work on the computers. And then enrollment information, the deadline for first time enrollment is February 4th. So making sure that you enroll online. Here's some more enrollment information. You can go to ousd.org/enroll for more information. And if you're returning, you would make, you can log in or set up a new account. If you have any questions or need help with enrollment, these are the email addresses for people who can support with enrollment here at the school and of course in the district. So we'll pause now. The information is here as well. And there's Miss Kristen reading to the kindergarteners in the library. If you have any questions about enrollment or about Hoover, then we'll open it up for questions.
I'll jump in.
Great.
I'm curious if you could speak to some of the kind of COVID adjustments that are still in place and what modifications you've had to make around any of the programs or day-to-day activities that were discussed?
Yeah, as you can see, the kids are wearing masks, and all of the pictures from this year are pictures of kids in masks and teachers in masks, and we have filters in all the rooms, as all the schools do. Mostly our plan is keeping kids cohorted, so we're doing a lot of the same things we've been doing. It's just that we keep the kids, and before we used to mix cohorts or mixed grade levels or mixed groups more, and now we're just keeping kids kind of in a cohort so that they're not mixing as much. There's not we don't really have anybody in the building, so we don't have families in the building as much. We do have a few family volunteers, but when they're volunteering, we make sure that it's not at times where there's like they're interacting a lot with kids, or they're like separate from the kids. So we have like somebody who volunteers in the library, but they stay over on the side at the library while the kids are there. And so just making sure that we're still trying to provide the same services, but just keeping things separate, or keeping it outside. So we do the coffee outside, for example. And then like our parent meetings, we do them in the cafeteria where there's like really good ventilation, or we do them outside as much as possible. But we're still doing a lot of just the same things, just making sure that we're masked, that we are using hand sanitizer, that we're trying to, stay 6 feet apart or stay outside as much as possible.
Great.
Thanks.
Can I also add, we have pooled testing on site once a week, where they do pooled PCR testing for any family that opts in. And we also have an upcoming vaccine clinic the day before break, where the public health department will come out and do a big push for vaccinations for families who opt in for the kids.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You named a lot of great enrichment and after school programs. Really awesome that Hoover takes part in so much. Are any of those new in the past year or two, or new this year that you're really excited about? Or are most of those kind of longstanding partnerships?
Most of them are long-standing partnerships. The two things that we added new this year is actually the librarian. So it's the first time we have our library up and running and have somebody in there actually offering lessons for the kids and opportunities for them to check out books in a more formal way. I mean, we had the library, but it wasn't, she's keeping the books updated, and they're going in weekly and checking out books. And then our hero program, that's a new program that we started this year. But the other partnerships, I mean, I don't know, I feel like Attitudinal Healing Connection has been working with Hoover for like 100 years. Like it's just years and years of partnerships.
Yeah. Great. I last question, I'd love if you could just kind of speak to the kind of the culture that you like to embody at Hoover, whether it's among staff or students. Heard a lot of just really positive things about the school, and if you could kind of name what kind of drives this tight community there, I'd love to just hear about that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that we are a really tight community, and the big thing is, we're all working to do our best for the kids. And so we do a lot of, like, we just had our cells meeting, and we just did the visioning with like, what is it that we want for our kids while they're here, and what is it that we want for them in the future. And then anytime that we're making decisions, we just keep that in mind of like, is this helping us achieve our goal of what we want for our kids and our vision for our students? And then that's where we always like ground our decision making in, is like, is this helping us move closer towards what we want for our students? And then I think the big thing is a lot of, working together, hearing everybody's voice, giving people the opportunity to have input. And, if there's a disagreement or, something that we don't, agree on, or that we have a different idea about how to do, just being able to like talk it out and to find a common ground. And I think that in general, we always find solutions. We're just very solution oriented. So, I always tell people, don't come to me with a complaint unless you have a way to fix it too. So like we could do a lot of complaining, and there's a lot of things that we could sit and not be happy about, but we're always like, okay, what's within our, sphere of control, and what can we do that we can control? And then what's within our sphere of influence that we can influence, right? So maybe we can't control it, but if we do something, we can make an influence to shift it closer to what we want. And so all of our conversations are always grounded in that, is like, what do we want for our kids? Is this helping us move the kids? And like, what can we do, you know, either that was within our control or within our influence to get us closer to what we want. And I feel like in general, people feel heard and we work together with families and the staff works together. And we try to just make sure that, you know, it's always about the kids and that we can work together to achieve that. I don't know, Ms. Sabani, if you want to add something.
I would just add that Ms. Averhoff's leadership style is very like distributive, and she encourages ownership and leadership among the staff. That's one of our values for our kids. And I feel like because the teachers really feel like a strong part of the community and feel ownership over the school, I think the attitude is if there's a problem, we're going to work together to solve it. It's not, we don't blame and say, that's your problem, that's the family's problem, that's the principal's problem. We all have collective responsibility for the children, for the growth, for challenges, for everything that happens at the school. We all truly feel responsible, I think.
Thank you.
Great question.
I know. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you. That's, yeah, really, really great to hear all that.
Messed up.